Welcome back everyone, I am Jim from Jim Shaped Coding, and our main topic is actually still if statements. Okay, so we want to cover all the features that the if statement allows us in any programming language, and on this one I'm going to focus on else if statement. So as we learned today, we only had the if statement and the else statement, but think of a situation where you want to break down some condition into multiple cases. So you are not going to create just multiple if statements. So let's give an example. Let's say we got our grade after an exam and our grade is equal to 80. And we want to describe our grade regarding the results. So we can start typing an if statement to do this. So if grade is equal to 80, greater than 80, then we want to write an excellent grade. But let's say that we want to describe the grade which is exactly 80 in another way. So we are not going to just hit off enter and start typing another if statement, because we lose the beauty and the effectiveness of the if statement if we do so. What we can do besides that is using the else if statement, which in Python is described as a shortened version which stands for elif. So I can start in elif and put here another expression in order to describe some another condition here. So let's say that we want to handle now what if the grade is exactly 80, and we can write something like fair enough. And if I execute this one, I will get fair enough, because the if statement will not enter here because 80 is not greater than 80, but it is equal to. And also if I change it, for example, to 85, I will get the excellent grade. So let's revert this back to 80 and handle the else here. So the else here is actually very tricky and important to understand. And when you have both else if and else statement, it is really important to realize that the else statement is going to be your last choice. So you can write hundreds of else if statements to break down the whole if statement, but if none of them is true, Python will know to execute the code after the else statement, which is right there. So this is really important to understand that. And if I go with the else, so in this situation, actually, if the grade is not greater than 80 and not equal to 80, we have the else statement to handle the rest case. And we can write something like print here also and put the grade is low. And because we are handling greater than 80 and exactly 80, probably the else is when the grade is lower than 80. So in this case, what I'm interested to do is changing this to 75, and if I run this, I will get the grade is low, because those two attempts are so-called failed because they are not returning true, and the Python is entered to the else statement. So this is how else if statements are working, and in order to make the else if point more clear, I'd really like to show you one more example, and if you want to try to solve this by your own, you are really welcome. So we want to write a program that is going to simulate the traffic light we are familiar from the roads. So if a traffic light is showing red, then we want to display a message that is saying car is stopped, and yellow is car is getting ready to drive, and the green will show us car drives. And if none of them matches those three colors, then I'm going to print a message that is going to say I don't understand what this color means. So as I told you, you can pause this and try it by your own. Anyway, let's try to solve this. So in the first case, I'm going to create a variable that is called color, and let's say that for now it is an empty string, and later I will put here red or anything else. And let's move on to define some if statement and tell if color is equal to red. For sure, let's make it double, and we can output a message here like your car is stopped. And now it is really important that we put in here the elif statement. So elif color is equal to yellow. Then we want to print your car is getting ready to drive. And now we have to make one more else if statement because we don't want to cover yet all the cases besides the red and yellow. We want to make one more special action if the color is green. So else if color is equal to green, we can go with a message like your car is driving. And now, because in the real life traffic light we don't have more colors than red, yellow and green, for example, if we are going to write purple here, we don't have anything to display, so we want to do something like else and printing a message like I don't not understand this color, and that's it. Alright, so we can put here a purple here and let's see the result. Let me take this to here and execute this. For sure I will get the I do not understand this color. If I put in red, there you go. Let's try yellow. Alright, I'm getting your car is getting ready to drive, and if I put in green here, I get your car is driving. Now, this might be bad to leave this like that because imagine that the color was an input from a user and you only handle if and else ifs with lower characters. So why not just turn off the variable's value right there and use the .lower method? So this way, no matter if I change the G, for example, to capital G, I will still enter the if statement where the color is equal to green. But if I remove the dot lower here, as you see, I get I do not understand this color. So this is bad, and to put up the dot lower method makes sense, so this looks much better and cleaner. So this is a great scenario to show how you can write efficient code that handles all the situations that could hurt you to write such a program. So this was it. The next one is the last video about if statements. We will take them to the advanced level with nested if statements. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I will meet you again in episode 14.